Mall Santa AskReddit. What is the weirdest thing a kid asked for Christmas? After waiting 2 hours in line, my daughter asked Santa for a hot dog. Reindeer eggs so he could start his own franchise. I'm a teacher. I had one of my most difficult, obstinate, button pusher kids come in at recess to talk to me. He said he was worried he would not get what he really wanted, to be a real elf. Move to the North Pole and make all the presents. He had tears in his eyes and was the most sincere I had ever seen. Made me really appreciate how hard life was at home. He just wished for a way out. Many years ago a small girl would not tell her mother what she wanted for Christmas. Mom told me the problem and I was to tell her after the kid jumped off my lap. The little girl hopped up and told me she wanted some makeup and some tits. Okay, now I have to tell Mom. My uncle was a Santa and he told me that one year a kid asked for a coffee maker because he wanted to start his own Starbucks coffee stand instead of a lemonade stand. Apparently business was not very good as a lemonade stand, but he noticed a lot of adults drink coffee. So he'd make coffee. That kid is probably a millionaire now. I know the weirdest thing I asked for was a pen that could write like a pen. Pencil, marker, and crayon. I'd never seen one but was sure Santa could make it. I got a 4-color pen instead. Was a Santa at a party last week. A kid asked for a whistle that she could blow at night to wake her mom up and scare her when she was sleeping. I said no. That would put you on the naughty list. Let your mom sleep, you little gremlin. Right, double quotation mark. Mom laughed. I was an assistant manager for a mall Santa with no programs. There was a special needs 20-something black guy that would come by nearly every day. He easily weighed more than 250 pounds, so we did eventually convince him to sit next to Santa instead of on his lap. Every time he had to remind Santa what he wanted for Christmas. His list was Home Alone on DVD, Straight Outta Compton on DVD, and Prince's 1999 album on CD. Santa was awesome and brought him the Prince CD a few days before Christmas. During college, I was a department store Santa. One little girl, with her mother looking on at a distance, whispered, "Please bring a boyfriend for mommy. Ever since daddy died she's been so lonely. That's what I really want for Christmas, Santa." I looked up at her loving mother, and back at the girl, and felt a lump in my throat. So literally last night we took my kids to see Santa, and when asked what she wants for Christmas she says, "A surprise." Santa was so surprised he didn't know what to say. A piece of toast. My sister asked Santa for black men for Christmas. She meant men in black. Right, double quotation mark. Not a Santa. But I have been a Mrs. Claus for the last few years and I always ask the kids what they want while we do our crafts. My favorite was this 4-5-year-old girl that told me she wanted one of those loud horns. She made a gesture like she was using those canned air horns and she made a little horn sound. She said she wants to use it to wake up her baby brother when he naps in the daytime so he knows what it's like. Double quote. For me to stop upholding this charade. I worked in Russia as Snow Maiden. This is a Christmas character here. Santa Claus' granddaughter. One of the children in a wheelchair asked to walk again. It was hard. UPD. For peoples who wanted funny answer. In my practice was a boy who wanted a girlfriend. He was 5-6 years. Not a Santa, but when I was 4 I asked Santa to get rid of my dad's cancer. Santa cried. Mom cried. I was confused. Dad died on Christmas that year. Edit. Thanks for the silver. Guess Dad finally got me something for Christmas. When he was feeling better my Phil looked just like a real Santa. I used to mess with him around Christmas when we were out and about with a quick Rudolph needs to get back to the pole. We need to hurry. I got a lot of really great looks from kids. The best was a shy little girl that came up and asked for some specific doll. Without missing a beat he says, "I'm not sure what the heck that is, but I'll have Legolas look into it. He always acted grumpy about, but we all know he loved every second." Edit. Thanks for the silver. I love reading these stories, I'll have to share them with him. Not a mall Santa, my friend was one. He said that the weirdest thing he heard from a kid was a husband for his mom. Not a mall Santa, but once my sister asked Santa if she could have a horse's head and an ice cream cone. She explained that she was gonna paint the ice cream cone the color of the horse. Stick it on. Mount the horse's head to the wall and tell her friends she killed a unicorn. She doesn't remember. I once asked for bread with no crust. Come Christmas Day, I actually got an entire loaf of bread with no crust. Not a Santa but an elf. I read a letter, maybe I shouldn't have, from a child who asked for a dolphin. Specifically not autistic. Not sure if he had had a bad experience with disabled dolphins or what, but he was about 6 years old. Obligatory not me. But about one of my really good friends who is a lumberjack of a man. 6 feet 4. 250 plus. Giant beard type of man. He got a Christmas crop top sweater so his entire stomach was out. Got hammered. Went to the mall and asked Santa for a fifth of whiskey and some bad bitches lol. The video circulates a little more each year, but it makes me laugh every time because the Santa has no idea how to react. Edit. Here is the video. https://imgur. BFFFJWs. I once asked Santa for my parents to get a divorce. I'm not a mall Santa. But I heard this kid say, sex doll. You should have seen his parents' face. My 3-year-old son asked Santa once for a baby rhino. Santa told him that the baby rhino's mama would be very sad to lose her baby though. Then my son said, okay. Well, I'll take the mama too. Maybe she can sleep in my mom's bed. My 9-year-old kid asked for light bulbs. I am sure Santa wasn't expecting that. Not Santa. My kid, when he was younger, had a habit of visiting Santa once to ask for gifts. And then a few more times during the season just to say hi. Mom? Can I see Santa? There's no kids over there and he looks lonely, so I could hang out with him. Santa came to daycare. I didn't ask him for presents. I just reminded him that I was good this year. Double quote. I once asked for an elf to keep as a slave. So I'm from the Netherlands. And we have Sinterklaas, basically the origin from Santa. It had some controversy worldwide last couple of years, and one kid wanted a gun. We have strict gun laws. No way that's gonna happen. Not the weirdest. But my favorite thing I have heard a kid ask for. At my daughter's preschool. There was a Santa. Kids were asking for the usual things. Like toys and unicorns. One little girl goes up. You can tell she is thinking really hard. She asks for 2 rolls of tape. Dream big, kid. When I was a kid I asked for a Komodo dragon. Not a mall Santa but a child asked for his parents to love him dearly. It's weird how young kids know so much and can pick up signals easy mental. Worked as an elf for a couple years and we had this wish jar that you could put slips of paper in. A little girl wrote something down on a piece of paper and folded it and quietly slipped it into the jar. The mom came rushing back after they left asking if we could get the paper out of the jar for her. She unfolded it and in crayon it said, "I want dad to come home." The mother started crying and took it with her. Got some other weird and sad ones but that one hit me right in the feels. Not a Santa. Not even an elf. But my older sister is an elf this year. And a 6-year-old boy said that he just wanted Man United to win the league. What's best is that the Santa said, "I can't work miracles now, kid." I'm not a mall Santa. I'm the thing that the kid asked for. My sister asked for a sibling. 9 months later. She got her gift. Me. She should have asked for a different gift. Not technically a mall Santa but. My neighbor was a Santa for a community brunch years ago and a little girl asked for a cheeseburger. Not that odd on its own I suppose, but an odd request for the holiday and from such an important and magically being. Not me but my dad. A kid asked for his mom's milk, he was like 7. The only pet I ever had was a goldfish. So I wouldn't know. I don't have a story. Just wanted to share that my local mall will have a Santa that can speak sign language for kids hard of hearing completely deaf. I think that's absolutely wonderful and it makes my heart feel warm. Yesterday the big sister asked for a pet mouse. The little sister asked for a snake. A Red Ryder carbine action 200 shot range model air rifle. Worked as a Santa elf before, sad part is low income neighborhood areas. Being in a large city is great but with it come more problems. Sister-in-law was working with us at school function local mall where they held the Santa thing. Downright worst things that make you sad. One kid wanted a door because police broke his to arrest his dad and took him away. Also wanted dad back. One kid wanted her uncle to stop touching her at night. One other kid wanted running water and food for the house because mommy didn't have any. I have never volunteered to work there again, and yes, we did report these things to police as they happened, so there was some good. But damn. My kid asked Santa for Thor's hammer. Christmas morning he opens up Thor's hammer. So happy. First thing he did was chuck it across the living room and into the kitchen. Dishes smash. Glass all over the floor. Kid was fucking pissed it didn't come back to him. The look on his face. Pure Christmas devastation. When I was 5 years old, 49 years ago, I asked a Santa in JCPenney's at the time for a real lawnmower. The kind that my dad uses. They had me hold a microphone up to my mouth. My answer, along with every other kid I presume, was broadcast throughout the whole store. I can still hear the laughter from the adults. I once had a boy who said he wanted to be married and have 100 kids so he could have 100 friends. And no one can say no to being his friend. Not a mall Santa, but my younger brother asked Santa if he could bring our parents back together into a marriage. A human skull. Okay. One time I asked for coal. Like. I didn't know where to get some. We had a gas fireplace. I wanted it in order to make a face on a snowman.